Hello and welcome to a new episode of Journey to the Chateau. Housekeeping, not just inside for the Heritage Day, but also outside. Repairs are needed.
Bonjour tous, bienvenue à Journey to the Château de Cologne.
Und unseren Freunden aus dem deutschsprachigen Raum, herzlich willkommen, neue Episode Journey to the Chateau. Nicht nur drinnen wird gearbeitet, auch draußen.
Yeah, so we are here today in the Petit Salon.
For no particular reason.
No reason at all.
Just pretty.
Right. Because we are still working every day to get ready for the Heritage Days that we have coming up in September.
Yes, crazy.
Right, but there are things that have to be done outside as well.
Yes, and we sometimes you're forced to work inside like today because we actually have the first rainy day in a long time. So it's rainy and it's very warm, so it's also very humid. Anyways, Stuart today discovered that not everything goes to plan because when you put up paneling and the plaster behind it collapses. So that's in the dining room, and we're not going to show any of that. It's because there are things that we just did on the exterior, repairing things that where we had water coming into the buildings, and as you all know, water is the death of any building, or water.
Right. And today is a perfect example why it's great that Patrick spent time this week getting up there and doing repairs to the dormers.
And by the way, I had help. Another beautiful hot day at the Chateau de Cologne here. I'm still just working on paneling and the vlog, and I'm just doing some repairs to the dormers behind me there. Those two. They had some really severe leaks, so working on that. And after cleaning all those gutters, and some of them doesn't maybe look that tall, but it's really high up. In any case, so right where I put the ladder, there is actually, the gutter is free, but there is an area where it had just the zinc of the gutters has rotted through. So I'm going to fix that now. So just to show you, I just did this 2 weeks ago, cleaned this. And no, we can't put leaf guard on it because this is straight. And with the size of our roofs, the water gushes down, it would run over more, so it doesn't help us. What I want to show you is right here. You can actually see light coming through. So that's the connecting piece. It was soldered. What I'm going to do is I'm using rubber seal, which I've done on a couple of areas. It is fantastic, and it truly makes a difference. Okay, given it doesn't look quite appetizing right there, but it will stop the water from dripping down, and so then it can't infiltrate our walls. Hurrah! Hello. Hello. Oy. Okay. We know when the stuff is laying on the everything. Boston ivy. It is Boston ivy. It's not that dangerous. Have a look there, in that corner, please. Okay. Yeah. This here. There's actually a hole in there, which in this case is not that dramatic, but so this is pretty amazing when you see how things just so now it is better.
Yep.
But it's not good because there's still a lot of water that can just run in. I have one here in an angle I'm going to reuse. We're trying to reuse. But there's definitely a piece of slate missing here. It's tiny. Here. Lovely. Let me explain that real quick. Here, we'll have to put caulk on it. There is specific exterior caulk for roofing, which will take care of that. So that's going to be good. So here the piece is missing from the cement. Up here I have a hole, a bigger hole, which I can't show you and I won't. So there. Now I'm going to try to push that. Yep. So as you can see, there's actually quite a big gap. So if it rains, it gushes in. I already unbent this. It used to look like this down here. It's bent over. But it was not even making any contact, so I unbent it and now I can bend it over again to actually make flushing, so to speak. And right here is actually a bend. I just don't quite understand why they did such a crap job, which they did. Sorry. Someone did this and they think it's mean of me. No, it's actually really disappointing to see how crappy that was done. Up. Bending the zinc out here, the metal, so it maybe there's some kind of connection or it's closer to the roof. Look at that. Yappa. That's lovely, isn't it? And I know there are specialty tools for this. I don't have them because we're the people who make do, right? I would say, don't you think?
Yep.
Ah, look at that. How nice. And of course, with metal, you have to be so careful because you have these lovely, horrible little edges that can be really brutal and cut you really deep. By the way, if anyone is worried, there are no dogs underneath us on purpose. So nothing can fall on anyone's head, right? Okay. How lovely. Let's see. What to do with this? Wow, this is just awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
These are so tiny. Yes, let me throw them in here so we can just dispose of them properly. The wood here is not necessarily the strongest. Well, we're dealing here with the old nails. They're iron. They're rusting away. Okay, and the rest I'll do in a bit. Right. Okay, that was actually helpful. Let's see that we can. So the rest here I will do with the exterior caulk. But what this should do, this prevents all that water from gushing in. These need to be a bit scraped, scaffolding up, scraping it, and then we're good to go. Now this year we didn't have any vegetables. Oh, we had some tomatoes, a few,
Right.
this big, like 10. It was too wet, too cold, too much else to do.
Right. There was and if you remember, this past season was some of the worst flooding in France that they've had for years.
Yeah, so we're preparing for next year is really quite a good thing. I'm really happy we got things done.
Right. And so we are sort of ahead of the curve this time, getting ready for next year because we weren't prepared. Let's be honest, we weren't prepared for it this past year. So.
Well, it was just so many other things that we needed to do. So there are only so many, it's two of us and so many hours in the day.
Right.
And maybe next year we have one person who already said she would like to come for 3 or 4 weeks in the spring to help gardening, and we would be absolutely delighted.
That would be great.
Yes.
That help would be great. Yes. Yeah, so anyway, so this past weekend, we did have another brocante that we went to.
Yes.
We met up with Tony and Jane, and we did end up getting a few things there.
It was really lovely. And completely different from what we expected. That was really a lot of fun. So what we had read in the advertisement was that it was an antique market and brocante, or a curiosity, antiques and curiosity. So we go to those. Sometimes you have to pay an entrance fee. It's €2. So it's not like a huge barrier for anyone.
And we had been to one in that same location before. That was actually the one that was all professionals. So that's sort of what we were expecting to be there, and that's not what it was.
We arrived there and they said, "What are all the cars are doing here?"
And that's fine because it's just that you shop for a different sort of thing when you're at.
It was huge. I mean, it was huge, and there was a lot of, as Tony would say, tat.
There was, yes, but we did find a few things. Some of them are behind us here. We got the little pear.
Yes, it's very cute. The tray, which is going to go into the bed and breakfast room because it's really quite lovely. We got a beautiful mirror.
We did. It was actually, I will say, because it was so ridiculous, it was just €10. And I don't even know how old that is, but it is absolutely beautiful. It has some pieces on it that need to be repaired, which I can do. It really isn't too bad at all.
Right.
With the plaster flowers around the outside.
And we need a mirror.
And we do need a mirror. And what we didn't know immediately when we first bought it was we found out that on the back, it actually has the ability to have has a slide in the back where it can be a tabletop mirror.
Yes, so it can be a table mirror or a wall mirror. And of course, at this point, we could just put a painting in it. But then again, Stuart refuses to do a painting.
I do?
No, I do.
Sorry. Oh, you can do paintings too, so don't give me that. Anyway, so that way it was quite a good brocante.
It was great. And afterwards, we went out for lunch and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, always a good time with Tony and Jay.
Yes.
So that's it for this episode. If you like, please give us a thumbs up.
Subscribe and recommend us to your friends. It is really, press the share button and it helps us a lot.
And if you want to support the renovation of our chateau, you can join us on Patreon.
Or buy us a coffee.
And we will see you on Friday.
Absolutely.
Au revoir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
Goodbye.
If you enjoyed this video, please use the like feature to let us know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our Journey to the Chateau YouTube channel if you would like to see more. Once you've subscribed, you can tap the notification bell in order to ring it, which will allow you to receive all notifications from our channel. Thank you.